Hello, this is Paul Blackmore, the clockmaker, watchmaker, one of them anyway, here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And here I just want to show you a little bit of what's involved in fixing some of these clocks. This particular one is it says foreign, so I'm pretty sure this is a German-built clock, but it came out of an English, clock. And I had this thing all fixed and didn't the unthinkable happen. One of the wheels actually let go inside the clock, and that's not a very happy event. But when you're in the clock repair, these are the little jobs that you have to do. This was the actual wheel. It was the second, what I would call T2, or the second time wheel, the wheel right next to the mainspring barrel. This being the mainspring barrel, there's a lot of power on this here. It had actually caused a rippage of two teeth clean off of this wheel and had bent a third one. So the way you go about fixing this stuff is you find a similar wheel, preferably something maybe even a little bit bigger, but you want to take a measurement maybe tip to tip, 4 teeth wide perhaps, and get an accurate measurement with calipers such as these, and then you can determine what sort of a wheel. So you go to your junk bin and you find a wheel that's very close, and preferably teeth that are just a little bit thicker. And then you take your Dremel tool or something similar. This particular one's a Canadian Tire one, but you take and you simply cut out at the appropriate distance, and then you finish off, and then you make a cut this way, and then you finish off with files of different types to make a little block. And then you've got to make an appropriate, a similar size cut into a wheel like this here. And once you've got those parts perfectly matched, ideally you want to have what you would call a cold fit, where you squeeze them together. They're almost a perfect fit, and then you take it to your soldering bench and then you solder it into place. And this is a finished wheel now. Not a bad job really on this one. Took a little bit of filing, and again, if you pick the appropriate file, you can actually get one that is about the same width as the teeth. They're very, very similar. And then you simply polish that on the buffing wheel and you've got a piece ready to go back in. Anyway, if you had to do this for every clock, you'd have to charge a fortune. As it is, I still have to charge a little bit to fix these clocks, but for those of you who are working on clocks, just a little tip on how to effect one of these repairs, and you can actually, at the end of the day, get a pretty good job if you're very careful. And you may have to make 1 or 2 cuts. This one here came off very well first time, but sometimes you have to do that 2 or 3 times. Anyway, thanks for watching. Paul Blackmore signing off, and God bless until next time. Talk to you later. So now here we have that same clock now fully assembled and all rebushed, as you can see there, and we've got a nice, happy, healthy tick going on there. It is in fact a British clock. I should have looked underneath the clock. There's a very clear tag that tells us that this one was in fact a British clock, but it looks like it was, as it says here, it's a foreign clock, so the movement is actually German. And I believe it's going to chime for us right now. Okay, well, the repair seems to have worked. A little bit extra work to do this one, but it's all solved. And that is the wheel that you saw earlier in the same video. That's just the end of it. That's T2. There's the main spring bushing, and there's T2. And then going farther up the train to the actual escapement. But it turned out nicely. A lot of work, but it's very satisfying when these clocks get sort of pulled back from the brink, and they run once again for their owners. And we'll just let you have a look at what the front of this clock looks like. There it is right there. A Tymo, sort of a 50s style clock. Rather interesting design. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, this is Paul Blackmore signing off, and God bless.